Good morning, YouTube. My name is Rick Morera, and I'm back here in my garden in Central Florida. And if you see the little chickens out there, I let them out of the coop once in a while so they can roam around. They only eat the begonias. They don't eat any of the other tropical plants I have. So I try to keep the begonias out of their reach. So they like to come around and just inspect everything and check everything out. And so today I'm just going to give you a tour of the backyard, and then I'm going to highlight a couple of Hoyas or a couple other plants that I have back there. And then I'm going to take you on a short tour of Selby Gardens. They're having an orchid show this month, I believe. And yeah, so I'm going to show you some footage from there as well. So sit back and I hope you enjoy it. Thank you. I was really excited about my Vanda here. It's a Vanda Dr. Anik, and this was the second spike it got this year. It bloomed like 3 months ago, and I was excited to get another one, but I guess it wasn't in the cards because the spike kind of formed some buds and it just died back, so I don't know what happened. I was misting it every day, so I really don't know what happened. So over here we have a Hoya benvergari. It blooms constantly on the same peduncle, so pretty soon that flower is going to be open. And over here I have a Hoya sulawesi. It's a kind of Hoya latifolia, but this one goes by the name of Sulawesi, latifolia from Sulawesi. So it's really nice veiny leaves, and it's a very attractive foliage plant. In bloom, I have this Hoya that kind of looks like a chicken farm, but it's not, and it goes by the collector's ID of EPC 954. It has really nice colored flowers, like fall colored flowers of yellows and browns and maroon colors. It's really pretty, and it blooms constantly, and in the winter these leaves kind of like turn like a cranberry color, so it's a really pretty Hoya. And the Hoya Saba Borneo is doing really great. It does pick up a nice color when it gets a little sun, so I don't know if it's really happy here, but I kind of like to see it getting a little blush color. Makes it pretty attractive. It's bloomed a few times this summer, so I am pretty happy with it. And then over here we have Hoya cutis porcellana is about to bloom again. And this Hoya actually goes by also Saba Borneo, and has really big leaves, and I had no idea what the blooms look like, but it bloomed for me last week, and I'll insert a flower picture of this when I edit the video. So yeah, the leaves are really kind of succulent, and they can, as you can see, they get about the size of my hand or even a little bigger. And like I said, I'll show you the flower picture. And over here is one of the Hoyas. I think I highlighted this one in last week's video. This one is, let's see, I can't never remember these numbers. Hybrid AH98. And as you can see, this new leaf is actually pretty splashy. So yeah, I like this Hoya quite a bit. And there's my non-nooch again. It really likes this spot. It's really climbing up into the other plants there. And everyone likes this. It's one of Susan's hybrids, I believe, from Coco Ranch. And it goes by the name of Hoya Perfection. And it's really, really beautiful. It has a nice point, you can see there, and it sun stresses pretty nicely. And a little update on what's going on my Hoyas on the table here. These are Hoyas that are thin-leaved, and they're growing in Lecca, and that's the only good way I know to flower these. And so I'll go over some of them here. This is Hoya medinnifolia. And since I put it out here and it's in Lecca, it's actually growing quite a bit, and the leaves are bigger than they were in the greenhouse, so I think it likes a lot of airflow, and it's putting out a side shoot, which is nice. So as you can see, it's growing in Lecca. Another one I have here is Hoya Piestolepsis, and this is a new one to me, and I haven't flowered this one yet. But it has quite the unusual flower, and it seems like it's doing okay. It hasn't put out a lot of new growth here, but I'm really hoping it takes off, because I would really love to see the blooms on this. Oh, these mosquitoes today, they're getting to me. And over here, you've seen this one many times if you've seen my videos, is Hoya occultata. And it just constantly blooms, and it usually puts out a peduncle, and it blooms from that peduncle, and a lot of times it aborts the peduncle after it's done blooming. But the beauty of it is that it continuously grows and puts out new peduncles. And I have quite a few Hoyas growing on this live oak tree that's about 75 feet tall. And one of them that I've seen online, people asking a lot of questions about this Hoya. This is it goes by a Finlaysonii succerin. What you see, this is from AH succerin. And when this is the original leaf I got in my order. And I have it in a tiny little pot, a 2-inch pot in there. And it's put out some new leaves, but they're not as big. But it's quite a very attractive form of Hoya Finlaysonii. And it is climbing up somewhere behind there, because I've seen some leaves of that species back there. And over here is Hoya vitellinoides, and these blooms are on the way out, but you can see it's not really spectacular flowers, but the leaves on this species are quite beautiful, and they get quite large. And over here I have this Hoya that used to be Polystacia, and it's really doing well in this spot. It's putting up these leaves that are going up into the tree, and now this has been classified as a Hoya latifolia as well. But it puts out really good size leaves. I don't know, I have an really old leaf here. As you can see, this leaf is huge. This leaf is probably 12 years old, so it's had some physical damage. But it's a really gorgeous Hoya, and it's pretty easy. This variant of latifolia is a pretty easy one to grow. And here's the Thomsonii. This is the first time I've bloomed this Hoya, and it's really splashy. You can see there's really nice splashy leaves, and it's in a little 2-inch plastic cup. and it's so exciting to see it bloom. It's really, really pretty, and really, really, really strong lilac scent at night. The scent is really overwhelming, and if you had it in the house, I think it would keep you up at night. It's that strong. Yeah, that is Hoya thompsonii. Some people call it Thompsonii splash. On the table here, I have this Hoya that goes by the name of GPS 3092. The leaves get like multi-tone green coloring and some splash. It's a really gorgeous foliage plant, and it has really, really pretty kind of orange blooms. I find it a very unique Hoya. Some people think it kind of looks like Estrella-ensis, but the flowers look totally different. And this over here is a EPLC volcano trick red lava, and it is a little orchid that I picked up at Artstone here in St. Petersburg, and it's in this little tiny pot. It's like a 2-inch pot. So I had to get it because it was almost in bloom, and you can see the 2 flowers have opened and there's 5 on the way. And these colors remind me so much of fall, and here in Florida to get fall color is kind of difficult, so we really like to get some of these reds, browns, and yellow colored flowers. So that is a volcano trick. And this Hoya I acquired from an Indonesian grower. I have no clue what it is. The leaves are quite stiff, and they're a bit unusual, not like anything I've seen. I haven't flowered it yet, but as you can see, it's a pretty good grower. Since I've had it probably 2-3 months, and the splash is quite unusual too. Yeah, and the edge of the leaf is quite serrated. So if anyone out there has any clue to what this Hoya might be called, please let me know in the comments below. Yeah, it's a very attractive foliage plant. I just hope that the flowers are pretty nice, so that'll be a complete package. And that's going to be it from my backyard, and I'm going to drive down about 35 minutes to Sarasota and give you a little tour of Selby Gardens. They're having the orchid show, and so I'm just going to go show you some plants that they have on display there. Here we are at Selby Gardens, and I'm going to be showing you around in the greenhouse where there's an orchid show going on, so I hope you enjoy. I'm not sure if that's a Patricia, but they look more like Anthuriums now. And that's all for this week. I hope you enjoy the video. I hope you like and subscribe, and I will see you next Sunday. Have a good week.